Tony Archer signals time on, and Tony Williams gets boot to ball, and we're underway. NRL Sunday, the Battle of the Beaches at Brookvale. And the game it promises to be. Morris, Smith, Barrett, runners. Behind the play goes Kelly. Here's Pomeroy. Ball back on the inside, picked up by Millington. Now the pass to Tim Smith, and that is a remarkable Cronulla try. It looked like it had broken down when Pomeroy missed the mark back on the inside, but the pick up there from Grant Millington was outstanding, and Tim Smith scores his first try in a Cronulla jumper, and the Sharks are in front.
And it all started because Cronulla trying to play up tempo, Manly trying to slow them down. They get a penalty off the back of the penalty. A lot of confidence taken from last week's victory against Parramatta. They decide to move the ball around, and great support play and great offload there by Pomeroy out wide, and it was just delightful to see. It's something we haven't seen much of this year, is the lateral movement and free-flowing movement of the ball. Tim Smith, wide pass there out to second receiver, and Pomeroy does extremely well. Little fortunate there, the bounce for Millington, but Timmy Smith backed up again on the inside.
He missed last week with a knee injury, replacing Luke Cavell, and he adds the extra 2. 6-0 the score across field. Now Ballon, Foran, Farah. Here's a chance for Manly. Robertson for the corner. Ferguson does very well. Holds his ground and makes the tackle. Gets some assistance there from Pomeroy. And so Manly with another set a couple of metres away from the goal line. Here's Ballon across field. They do well to hold him out here. Cronulla. Lyon for the corner. He's over. Gets it down. Manly are back. Jamie Lyon scores the try on the back of the penalty. And Manly are within 2. Cronulla 6, Manly 4. And it's one of the captains that scores the try.
They had an overlap, Manly, but they've just got to go forward. A little bit of inexperience there. Nathan Stapleton, who hasn't had much experience on the wing, he's just paddling across. You've got to go up and just jam in, and unfortunately for them, they weren't strong enough and powerful enough to prevent the try.
Jamie Lyon trying to level the game up, and he struck it very well just inside the left-hand upright, converts his own try, and Manly and Cronulla locked at 6-all. Foran, now Farah to Maddai. They must score here. Cronulla. Robertson for the corner. Well, the Cronulla defence was in the in-goal area, and Robertson got the ball down, but put it down to Jamie Lyon. He sparked them on the other side of the field. Robertson scores the try.
Robertson looks like he's got it down there. Not a problem. It was great finishing. He had no real room to move in, but Blake Ferguson in the in-goal area. You've got to get up off the line. As you pointed out, Jamie Lyon outstanding.
There's a decision from Chris Ward. It is a try to Michael Robertson. It's on the back of more possession for Manly in the last 10 to 15 minutes, and Jamie Lyon has got the kicking boots on this afternoon. He adds the extra 2, and Manly now lead by 6. Now, here is a great ball from Foran. Watmo had Maddai on his outside, but Cronulla's defence answered the challenge. The ball has been passed. That's gone backwards off the leg of Cronulla, and Manly may have scored again through Robertson.
Tackle 3, mate. Just check the contest and the corner post.
And you've got to say it was Albert Kelly put his body on the line with Big Watmo coming towards him. Now that's gone, you can't really see from that angle whether or not it's gone backwards, but from up in the box here, it looked like it went backwards. We might get another angle on that.
So it's hard. They're not allowed to check forward passes. But that's been knocked down by Kelly for mine. Look, I don't have a problem if that's a try. Coming up with an outstanding shot and no try. Manly with a chance to extend the lead here. Foran, now Farah, Maddai, hands to Robertson. He's near the touchline. He throws the ball back. It was touched by Cronulla. Watmo is near the goal line. It wasn't played at, says the referee. And so it's the last tackle here for Manly. Foran kicking. Smith is back there. Kelly's forced it, has he? The referee, Tony Archer's right there, but wants Chris Ward to check it.
Cronulla ground the ball.
And it was an awkward bounce. Tim Smith did his best Superman impression over the top of it. Albert Kelly gets an awkward bounce once again. He doesn't force it. Then it's towed through off the shins and dived on. Glenn Stewart. Should be a try. Certainly not forced, in my opinion, by Albert Kelly either.
But it is a try to Glenn Stewart. Chris Ward says yes, and Manly extend the lead. This one from right in front also has little problems. 3 from 3 from Jamie Lyon. It's those sorts of things that can come back and haunt teams as Cronulla. Here it is. They've made the mistake. They've missed the tackles. And under the black dot goes Trent Hodkinson. And Manly are in front by even more now. 22-6 with a kick to come. Cronulla their own worst enemy at the moment, but things certainly not going their way.
As I said, Cronulla looked tired and looked like they were going to struggle against Manly back into this first half. And it was great work. Once again, Jamie Lyon is just playing and toying with that left side Cronulla defence. He moved into first receiver on this occasion, and it was great work. Hodgkinson shows a good turn of speed when he gets into open space to come up with the try. But it was just Jamie Lyon once again who, every time he's touched the ball in this first half, he's looked dangerous.
After all the effort Cronulla has put in early, they now are 3 converted tries behind, and we're 3 minutes out from half time. Maddai. One-on-one with Pomeroy, straight past him. It's a race, Maddai and Kelly. It's a race that Maddai's not going to win. He's not tackled, says the referee. Gets up and goes again. Albert Kelly copped an accidental knee. He's in Disneyland. He's now getting back to fullback, but Manly want more points before half-time. Kite. Manly through cross, will go in again right on half-time. He got the ball down. The referee signals that is half-time. He heard the siren before he points to the spot. Matt Cross has been terrific coming off the interchange bench, and Cronulla are in all sorts of trouble right on half-time.
The Cronulla defence, and they go a little wide, and once again Kieran Foran, beautiful ball out to Matt Cross, who just ambled over it in the end. But they just struggled. They've struggled to hold on to the ball, Cronulla. They've paid the price because they've spent most of the game down this end of the field.
50-odd first-grade games. So he's averaging 1 every 5 games for a front rower, coming off the bench, which is not a bad strike rate.
And he's leading the tackle count out there today. And a lot of his work goes unnoticed by a lot of fans, but he's invariably in the action.
Kelly certainly hasn't gone unnoticed by the Queensland State of Origin selectors. If Cameron Smith has anything happen to him, Matt Ballon will be the number 9 for Queensland. Oh, got one there from that tight. That's why he's not getting up. Foran kicking. Kelly is there, takes it on the full on his goal line, and then returns it with a bit of interest, but had nowhere to go. Anthony Watmough was just waiting for him. He saw half an opportunity, Albert Kelly, and then all of a sudden it was like Anthony Watmough stepped out of the shadows.
Yeah, well, this is classic inexperience from a fullback, going that close to the sideline on a kick reception when you've got defenders surrounding you, and particularly someone as strong as Anthony Watmough.
Crossfield linking Hodkinson, Farrell on the inside, goes out to Lyon, and no look pass to Tony Williams that really went nowhere near him. Still yet to see the 2 number 17s for either side. Bailey. Here's Lyon into a little bit of space, past Smith, past Tupou, Albert Kelly to beat. He just puts the foot down. Jamie Lyon gets around Albert Kelly like it was nailed to the floor, and Jamie Lyon scores his 2nd try for the afternoon, and Manly go in again. The Sea Eagles 34, Cronulla 6.
It was just great hands. Get the ball nice and wide, and then a tip on from Glenn Stewart put Jamie Lyon in a situation where it was a 2-on-1. Tim Smith didn't know who to tackle, and it was all too easy in the end. But he's just, every time he's touched the football today, Jamie Lyon has looked dangerous. He's had spiders on him. No one wants to tackle him.
It's coming back, and it hits the upright and comes back into the field of play. Just didn't come back enough. Here's Hodkinson. Puts the kick high in the air. Here comes Kelly. He attacks it, but not as well as Foran. But he's offside, says the referee, or someone was in front of the kicker. No try. Maddai linking forward, pops it back there to Perry, and Josh Perry scores the try. His first of the year. They're going to check for an obstruction though with Steve Maddai.
Tackle 3, mate. Checking a possible obstruction.
Yeah.
Checking the ground.
He certainly deserves a try, but if they're looking to be consistent with their video
if they're looking
rulings,
if they're looking at the grounding, maybe they're not worried about it. It clearly has to be. He's run behind his own player. Cronulla defence was impeded ever so slightly, but they were impeded. And even if they weren't touched, they're impeded by having to watch your player. You know, their eye line has been distracted, and that should be.
The only argument could be that he was so deep running behind him that it didn't provide an obstruction. But how deep's deep? I mean, that's the question, isn't it? How do you answer that?
If it's not no try, I've got no idea. There it is. It is no try. Here's Smith with the kick, leaping high, Ferguson. He knocked the ball on.
But yeah, those two young guys, if they were in a team that was higher placed up the ladder, winning games, like great spread once again. Just monster.
Tony Williams, Hodkinson kicking. There's no one there for Cronulla apart from Blake Ferguson. He does very well. Then passes to Pomeroy, who pushes away from Robertson. Gets up towards the 30. Still going Pomeroy. He's still going Pomeroy. He's still going over the halfway line. He's now finally tackled, but finds Kelly, and Kelly's tackled 30 out from the Manly line. Smith pushing Morris out of the way, has to throw an enormous pass to Trent Barrett, who puts a ripper of a ball onto the chest of Millington, and Cronulla get their second try. The longest the longest pass you've ever seen from Tim Smith somehow found Trent Barrett, who had Millington steaming onto a beautiful ball, and Cronulla finally score. It's taken them over an hour. Stapleton from right in front adds the extra 2.
Whether or not they can get some decent field.
Well, they've lost the ball through Gallant, knocked out in the tackle, and Jamie Lyon almost scooted away. Here's Tony Williams. Ball out to Maddai. Robertson for the corner. Ferguson can't stop him. And Michael Robertson gets a double. And Manly put a little bit of icing on the cake.
They had this habit in the first half, just paddling across field on their try line, not jamming up. They somewhat rectified it for most of this second half, but they slipped into a bad habit just then.
He's had some tough ones. This from right on the touchline. It's coming back. It's a terrific kick from Jamie Lyon. It's been a terrific afternoon for Jamie Lyon. As the clock winds down, all the players start shaking hands. They've had enough, and they even shake hands with the referee. And Tony Archer had the whistle in his mouth before the clock was sung. Full time here at Brookvale Oval, and it is Manly 40 defeating Cronulla 12.